And good evening, Summoners. I'm Sphere.
And I'm Jay.
You're watching the Green Premier League 2014 summer season. And this time, mga kaibigan, ututukin natin ang laban sa ating team from Philippines. Siyempre, ang team ng IPT versus team ng Saigon Jokers. Pero bago ang lahat, bago tayo mag-proceed sa ating picking phase, punta muna tayo sa ating schedule for tonight.
Yes, alright. So we will be having 4 games as usual. Our first match of the night will be the Saigon Jokers versus Team Imperial Pro Team. Followed by that, we have HQ Fighters versus Taipei Assassins, then Maki Esports versus HQ Esports, and then Saigon Fantastic 5 versus our very own Wargods as well.
Yes, mamayang 9 PM yan, Saigon Fantastic 5 versus Wargods. Pero ngayon, 6 PM, Saigon Jokers versus Team Imperial Pro Gaming Team. Let's proceed sa ating picking phase na.
Alright, so for the first match, we have Saigon Jokers on the blue side, while we'll be having Imperial Pro Team on the purple side. First, bans have already been pulled out. We see that Saigon Jokers decided to ban out Kasdin, Twisted Fate, and Kale, while IPT went for the LeBlanc, Nidalee, and Lee Sin bans.
Kung kapasin mo, Jay, sa kanilang bans dito, talagang nag-research ang both teams sa kanilang mga champions, sa mga kalaban nila, na possible na maging pick. Looking at the bans of Team Saigon Jokers, they banned out Kasdin, Twisted Fate, and Kale. We have Kasdin for Light,
wow,
the most effective champion ngayon since meron siyang mga item dito, yung tinatawag natin na Lich Bane, yung Treaty Force that can proc more damage output from this champion.
Yes, if you look at what IPT Light just pulled out, a surprise pick. We haven't seen this guy in action for a long time in the competitive scene. Karthus in the mid lane. This is gonna be really exciting.
So, looking at the new animation of yung champion, super enough damage for their team to win the team fights dito, especially sa late game.
That's right. I expect it. Well, we'll have to see what the last pick for IPT will be. Of course, Karthus will be one champion, like you said, will be providing a lot of damage for the team. And not to mention, it's a global damage. His ultimate reaches every champion in the map, so it doesn't matter where they are, you'll definitely be able to reach them.
So, Jay, this is very interesting pick for team ng IPT. They have Ziggs, most probably will go for the top lane dito. And for their mid lane, we have Karthus.
Yes, it's actually
there's going to be a swap here that
it looks like
Karthus will go for a top lane instead of the mid lane dito.
I think IPT is basically a triple AP champ or a triple mage build. You can see here the jungler's AP, unless Kaigo decides to go for an AD Evelyn, which I really doubt though. Although it wouldn't be surprising if it's
it's still
a bit
possible.
of hybrid. Yes.
Though mas maganda siguro ang hybrid.
Yes.
Semi-AP, semi-AD na kind of Evelyn dito. But looking at the lineup of Team SAJ, this is very surprising. They have Jax for the top lane, we have Pantheon for the jungler, Lulu for the mid lane, and like what you've said, Twitch and Morgana for the bottom lane.
Yes.
And Twitch, Morgana versus a champion like Caitlyn and Thresh dito, it's all about the execution of skills. We have Morgana with the use of his Dark Shield or yung kanyang Spell Shield dito. Yung death sentence na magagaling from Thresh dito ay possible na manal or mawala lang.
Yes, actually yung bottom lane ng IPT is definitely stronger, I think, in the early laning phase. Of course, Morgana's Dark Binding in conjunction with Twitch's Poison, it can deal a lot of damage. But as long as IPT Fear and IPT Shadow can isolate both Archie and Vigos in the bottom lane, they should be able to basically they can provide more harass in the lane, since the range of Caitlyn is larger, and of course the harass of Sesh can be quite more painful. Is more painful than the normal attacks of Morgana.
And looking at the summoner spells, we have here SAJ Archie and SAJ Vigos, both support champion. IPT Shadow and SAJ Vigos got their Ignite as their summoner spell.
Yes.
And we all know na itong summoner spell na ito ay very effective against the AD carry. Even kahit ano pa yung kunin nila summoner spell nito, like getting the barrier or getting the heal. Kapag nag-heal ka, and early game, nagkaroon kayo ng early skirmishes dito, duo in the bottom lane, possible na mabawasan yung heal mo dahil sa Grievous Wounds na bibigay ng Ignite. And if ever na meron ka namang barrier, yung duration ng Ignite mo ay mas matagal kaysa sa duration ng barrier mo.
Yes, actually, I'm surprised that most people using heal did not go back to barrier since they removed because the previous heal summoner spell was able to negate the Ignite ability, but now since they removed that, it still provides a lot of utility because of the short movement speed it provides for the 2 seconds, can basically be life-saving still for him and his teammate.
Yes, so looking at the lineup, top lane we have here Jax versus Karthus. Who do you think will dominate the top lane dito? Who do you think will win the early game hanggang sa late game?
Definitely Jax has a huge advantage over Karthus all throughout the game in the top lane. Karthus will not win against him. Of course, if he's able to lay enough layways before Jax can get near him, this will give him the advantage. But once SAJ Goni on Jax will be able to avoid those layways, as soon as he goes in the front of the face of Karthus, definitely he'll be erased from the map. Lalo na pag nag-hit ng level 6, his magic resist is gonna jump up so huge because of his ultimate, and of course he'll have more magic damage from the passive of his ultimate.
And I think this is very dangerous for IPT Hero to win his top lane dito against a Jax. Ang pinakakailangan niyang iwasan dito ay matamaan siya ng counter strike na magagaling from Goni. I expect na kapag tumama yung counter strike niya, follow up with a leap, and then yung kanyang second skill, that would dish out so much damage against him.
That's right. I expect Kaigo to definitely be babysitting Hero in the top lane. Of course, IPT Hero could always play safe by hiding behind this tower to avoid Goni's initiation, but once Safety joins there, for sure Goni and Safety will have no problems killing IPT Hero.
Yes. Pero at the mid lane, we have here Lulu and Ziggs. This is a very not that kind of unusual. Kasi lagi din nakikita to, Lulu against Ziggs. And we all know that Ziggs can win the early game against kay Lulu dito since hindi enough sustain power itong si Lulu against kay Ziggs. So damage output niya sa pang-clear niya ng wave dito. But kapag umabot ng level 6 itong si Lulu, lumakas na ng enough yung kanyang glitter lance dito and also yung kanyang wild growth that could help him to win the laning phase in the mid lane against kay Ziggs.
Yes, that's right. Alright, so we'll have to see. Well, we've seen some nerfs on Lulu in the past few patches. So we'll have to see how powerful Lulu Sid is. Of course, we haven't really seen that much Lulu anymore in the mid lane, even for Ziggs. Ziggs has, with those nerfs on his spells in the past few patches, have also reduced the play of Ziggs in the mid lane. We've been seeing a lot of more aggressive type of mid laners in the past few games, but we'll have to see how both of them perform. Probably it's more of a team strategy or team synergy they're after here, and to be all honest, I'm still really excited to see the Karthus. I mean, this is really something that we haven't seen in an extremely long time, and with the visual update on Karthus, he really looks much more handsome in the Rift. And of course, we'll have to see if this affects the way they play in the game.
Yes. Ang pinaka nakakatakot dito also yung jungler nitong team ng IPT. They have the advantage when it comes to ganking dito since Evelyn is champion na with her passive skill that she is invisible champion. At lalabas lang siya kapag umabot ka sa enough range for his champion na makikita siya dito. So, even merong wards dito ang bottom lane, ang top lane, or ang mid lane, sa any champion from team ng SAJ dito, IPT Kaigo can still gank those lanes.
Yes. Actually, unless SAJ Vigos, or probably even the top lane, no, si Goni, if they decide to invest on some pink wards, of course, those pink wards are a lot more costly, and it will be very hard for them to invest in that. But if ever they decide to do that, just in case, it will definitely be much beneficial for them to find out where Evelyn will be passing.
Yes. So ayan mga kaibigan, sa lahat ng mga ka-tune in pa lang, you're watching the Garena Premier League 2014 summer season laban sa pagitan ng Team SF5 at team ng IPT. I mean, Saigon Joker, sorry, versus team ng Imperium Pro Gaming Team. Mamayang 9 PM naman ay laban sa pagitan ng Team SF5 versus Team ng War Gods. One of the exciting match as well for tonight.
Yes, and since we weren't able to read properly our viewers, we'd like to say thank you for tuning in for the GPL 2014 summer season. It's on the way. This will be the first match of the season, of course. SAJ versus IPT later on at around 9ish, or probably a little bit later just due to the delay, probably around 9:30. We'll see the game between the Saigon Fantastic 5 versus War Gods. So basically, today's basically Vietnam versus Philippines. We have two teams from Vietnam versus two teams from Philippines. So we'll have to see if both which country has improved during the break to see who will have the early advantage at the start of the season.
So ngayon medyo kapakapapalan tayo sa mga possible na mangyari or sa possible na maging strategy ng both teams dito, since this is the first game of both teams sa ating GPL. Ito yung unang laban na makikita natin sa ating GPL. This is the first day. This is the first game as well. So sobrang interesting yung mga possible na mangyari dito. And take note, since we have here IPT, Kaigu, na this is the first game na nasa IPT ngayon si Kaigu.
Yes, so alright, so the game has just started and we're into the Summoner's Rift. Let's take a look at the items. Of course,
yes, mga kaibigan, welcome to the Summoner's Rift.
Alright, so we can see here that the IPT are grouped here heading towards the bottom lane. Probably they're gonna do a red invade or probably just go for a safe blue jungle start. We don't see anybody going to the top lane just yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they apply the same strategy that's being used by the NA and EU LCS right now. Of course, this is international gaming. They've probably been watching their strategies and going for a double body jungle system and then a normal laning phase. Yes. We'll have to see if SAJ will also decide to go for something similar in this game.
So sana makakita tayo ng medyo maganda-gandang klase ng lineup. I mean, ng bagong strategy dito. But looking at the early invade, mukhang walang mangyaring early invade dito like the usual, since medyo kailangan nating iwasan ang tinatawag natin ditong first blood for both teams. Kasi ang pinakamahirap dito, dati, nung season 3, kapag nagkaroon ng first blood, kung sino makakuha ng first blood dito, sobrang laki ng benefit dito. You can get another Doran's Blade, Doran's Ring, or another Doran's Shield. Pero ngayon, kapag naka first blood ka, even another boot or isang boots dito, you can buy. So hindi ka magkakaroon ng advantage dito. Siguro ang kaya mo nilang bilhin dito ay isang pots. Like if ever na makuha ka ng assist, you can get one pot dito, but hindi ganoon kalaki yung contribution nito sa team kapag nakakuha ng first blood. And well, it's a disadvantage for your opponent dito, since makakuha ka ng first blood, you can delay the level, especially for the jungler dito. Yes. We have here the jungler Pantheon versus Evelyn, which can be very interesting as well. Pero since sa recent nerf na nangyari kay Pantheon dito, na kung mapapansin mo, kapag gumamit siya ng kanyang Grand Skyfall, sobrang tagal na ngayon nung kanyang pagbagsak dito. And not to mention, kapag bumagsak siya dito, hindi mo, habang nasa area siya, hindi mo pwedeng gamitin yung skill mo, like use the stun, use the Q, or any skill for this champion, kasi ang mangyayari dito ay makakancel mo yung kanyang Grand Skyfall.
That's right. Actually, I've been watching a lot of games na, and I feel nga that sort of, hindi siya nerf eh. It's a bug fix on Pantheon, and ever since that bug fix, in my opinion, parang humina na talaga yung impact ni Pantheon. Unlike before, it was so effective. Now, it's not even effective anymore in some cases.
Alam mo, ngayon, kung kapasin mo pag ginagamit si Pantheon dito, you have to make sure na pag gumamit ka ng Grand Skyfall, at least you have a flash para ma-secure mo na maayos yung objective of stunning a champion or killing a champion dito that can contribute your teammates very well. But mga kaibigan, since nakapos ang game natin, I think nagkaroon yata ng some difficulty ang ating mga players dito. So Jay, since we have Carlos on the top lane dito for Hero, tingin ko ang gagawin na dito ni Hero ay talagang mag-sustain ang kanyang laning phase dito or farm enough to make sure na meron siyang late game potential dito that can go against a Jax in the late game.
Alright, so the game has been resumed already, and we can see here pings coming from the blue side. I think they are aware, or they feel that an invade may come from IPT. As you can see here, Lulu will be guarding their red buff and or red golem, while there a nice ward coming from Ziggs. I think this is a smart play coming from IPT. They won't leave anybody there. They will go for that invade in the blue side, but Lulu doing an exact mirror image of what IPT has done so far.
Yes, wow! Good lay-ways from Hero dito to secure the vision there in the tribush to see if mayroong champion from Team SAJ dito na naghihintay. But knowing that there's a 4th champion here from my SAJ.
This is actually quite exciting. You can imagine all the mind games that are happening at level 1 for the first game of the season. Unlike last season at level, I recall, at the start of GPL Spring, there was no warding or invades coming from either teams. But in this season, with the changes to the trinkets allowing you to put down wards earlier once again, you can see here, and since although both these teams are actually already have been GPL, so they're a little bit more willing to take the chance or take the risk here, as you can see here.
So ito mga kaibigan, IPT Hero have to recall back home to make sure na makaabot siya sa kanyang laning phase dito in the top lane. At mukhang magkakaroon ng swap lanes dito.
Yes, I think
SAJ
so.
Archie and SAJ Vigos will probably go for top lane, but they are invading the red buff of Team IPT dito.
And this is actually
not very good for team ng IPT.
This is actually very bad for IPT Hero. He will easily be killed by SAJ if they decide to go to top lane. As you can see here,
there's both a champion, both junglers took the red buff of their opponent. So
just like I said, the double body system in the jungle is in effect right now for SAJ. Unlike for IPT, they are not using this new strategy being used by most of the pro
teams. This is very usual sa Korea and sa LCS as well, na nakikita natin dito na talagang ginagamit nila yung body system na sinasabi mo. We have the top lane and the jungler that could roam the laning phase, and both of them getting their levels enough to gank here.
Here we go. We can see here
they
that
will push the first turret as soon as possible dito with the duo in the top lane.
Yeah, IPT Hero should not waste his time there. He should already join IPT Kaigu in the jungle because he's losing mounts of experience and he's gonna get left behind here. He has no CS and he has no experience. He'll be level 1 for the next few levels while everybody else will be at least 1 or 2 levels ahead of him.
So ito na sinasabi natin, 4-1-0 for team na Saigon Jokers dito. This is a very interesting kind of strategy that is very usual na ngayon. Pero pinakamahirap dito ay kung paano nila i-counter a flash in from safety trying to gank Hero dito. He was ignited. He's doing a lot of damage. He didn't use that flash out. I'm sorry. He used that flash out but not enough for himself to save. Save himself here in the top lane and he goes down. They're trying to get the first turret dito. Managed to disengage here in the top lane. 1-0 for team ng SAJ.
Yes, that's right. So first blood going again to SAJ there. Looks like Twitch picking up that first kill, which is very critical for them, since we know that Twitch would like to farm up his Blade of the Rune King as fast as possible, and I do expect him to probably pick up that item right away. There we see the wall coming from Carson.
Here comes the gang, mga kaibigan. A flash out from Vigos dito. They're getting the life of Archie. Archie goes down. And Vigos, mukhang nanganganib siya dito, mga kaibigan, with the red and blue buff from Kaigu.
That was a pretty good return kill for IPT there. As you can see there, also 2 members of their team picking up the assist there, and it's now a little bit even there. Now, of course, Fear is gonna go against Goni here, and he has to be a little bit careful. He can actually probably win Goni at the first few levels of the game, but as the game progresses, he has to be a little bit careful.
So this time, 2 champion, IPT Kaigo and IPT Shadow here in the meeting, trying to gap mix water, mga kaibigan. Tunan niya, wow, a flash in from Shadow and a miss of play. Unfortunately,
no, this might turn around. Alright, let's see. A nice death sentence, not connecting with anybody though. I thought he was gonna at least catch the Lulu, but looks like it didn't connect this time around. Right, so IPT Shadow, I feel like he's probably gonna go back to base, pick up a few items, and then he'll be joining Caitlyn in the bottom lane. Hero in a lot of trouble here, taking a lot of poison damage coming from Archie. As you can see there, just those 3 hits and the poison already removed 2/3 of the HP of Carton there. So see, sakit talaga ng poison na nalalabas ni Twitch even early in the level.
Yes, since we are seeing that the IPT Fear is going against 1v1 dito kay SAJ Goni. And I think naging effective naman to since nagagak na yun ng maayos or nag-roam talaga ng lanes dito si Thresh or si IPT Shadow. Since kailangan talaga nila ng gaking potential dito sa kanilang team to win the laning phase. So far, lamang si Lulu sa CS against kay Ziggs dito around 8 CS, 7 CS.
IPT Fear doing a really good job of harassing Goni there. Safety is coming to the bottom lane to cover for Goni to protect the tower basically from Caitlyn and Thresh. I don't think IPT Fear and Shadow will have any
Let's send it
problem
mga
there.
kaibigan. Nice, very well to
defensive.
SAJ. Safety. Safety taking a lot of damage.
Nice
A good
trap.
trap
Whoa,
for
nice
IPT
move.
Fear. And he stole that blue buff for his champion. Very good job in the bottom lane. Nice team coordination.
Yes.
Talagang maganda ang duo dito ni IPT Fear and IPT Shadow in the bottom lane. And with that, got the life of SAJ Safety bottom lane.
Yes.
So 1-2 score, ating goal difference ay bumaba na, and i-take note mga kaibigan, lamang na ng around 100 ang team ng IPT dito.
Karthus has to be very careful here. He might get caught by the Dark Binding from Morgana here, and IPT Fear doing a really good job of harassing or taking down the HP of that first outer third of SAJ. Alright, so surprisingly, since the double body system did not continue due to the unusual rotations coming from IPT.
And actually, I think one of the reasons why they stopped that body system is because we are seeing that IPT Shadow is trying his best to roam as well. At talagang counter niya dito yung strategy na ginagawa ng team ng SAJ. So they have to stop that kind of strategy since medyo magkakaroon sila ng disadvantage dito. At madedali ng level si Jax and Pantheon as well. So good trade for both teams dito, getting the first tier in the bottom lane and top lane as well.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised though if IPT now transitions to the Dragon. They do have the advantage here in the bottom lane.
Since they have the duo bottom lane dito.
Yes, and Karthus, it seems like Karthus is just basically stalling SAJ from making any plays here. So Karthus has to be really careful. As you can see here, nag-roam together ng SAJ. 4-man roam here in the jungle, and the red buff will definitely be taken by SAJ without any problem. And like I said, IPT
mga kaibigan
will go for the Dragon. So this is a good play for IPT since the Dragon will provide more gold overall for the whole team for IPT.
Yes, kita-kita nila si 6 dito na kumukuha ng Dragon. So they got the first Dragon of the game para sa kapalit dito sa buhay ni IPT Hero. And IPT Hero goes down. Since wala pa siyang Requiem, can't do anything to at least assist any of his teammates sa laning phase.
Yes, that's right.
I don't think it's a good trade for team ng IPT dito since they got the red buff, a farm for the top lane, and also the life of IPT Hero.
Yes. Alright, so Kaigu will be picking up, will be giving the blue buff over to IPT Light. So IPT Light should be able to do pretty well in the lane against Nyx Water here. Nyx Water trying to lay some harass on IPT Light. A nice combination for both of his skills to take about a third or a quarter of the HP of IPT Light there. IPT Light has to be careful with the jungle, with Pantheon. I believe he's already level 6. No, he's still level 5, but he should be hitting level 6 really soon. And we'll start seeing those Grand Skyfall hitting probably the mid lane mostly.
Alam mo, napakaganda ng performance ng ating mga mid laners dito, both champion. Still staying at the mid lane though. Pareho silang level 7. And the advantage here ay nakukuha ni IPT Light. I think since mayroon na siyang Magna Inferno Bomb that can assist any champion dito. I mean, that can assist any lanes if ever na magkaroon ng skirmishes nang di siya pumupunta. While Nyx Water have to make sure na nandun siya sa mga teamfight para makapag-contribute siya ng assist dito with the use of his her wild growth and also yung kanyang greater lance as well.
Yes,
so there's a swap lane. Nakuha na yung mga first tier turrets dito.
So
the hero goes to the bottom lane.
It's gonna be the same thing like we saw in the first 9 minutes of the game. IPT Hero will just basically try to stall as much as possible in the bottom lane. He is already level 6, so he does have his Requiem up already, so should he need to use it, this should give IPT a slight advantage in terms of team fight, even if IPT Hero would not be present there. So there we see Fear and Shadow laying a lot of damage to the tower there. This is their first wave here in the third, and with this large minion wave, they already brought down the tower down to half HP, and I think they should be able to take out this third very soon. Alright, IPT Hero looks like...
Here comes the Grand Skyfall, mga kaibigan from Pantheon, trying to get 2 champions here in the bottom lane. Kaigo taking a lot of damage and he goes down. Not enough for a champion here now from team ng IPT to pick up another life here, but safety with the use of his passive skill. IPT Hero, mga kaibigan, goes down once again. It's a 2-for-1 exchange in favor of team ng Saigon Jokers. Fortunately, it's a very bad situation for team ng IPT dito. 4-2 ang ating score. That gave them around 1.3k gold advantage, and since the 1 turret, 2.3k na at this point of time. And a trade as well for top lane, so bumalik to sa 1k. Again for team ng IPT, we're looking at the 1.3k gold difference dito in favor of team ng Saigon Jokers. And they have to do something sa ginagawang rotation dito ng Saigon Jokers. Kung papansin mo, they're not only getting the first tier turrets, but killing the champions as well.
Yeah, so actually, because of that tower pickup and those additional kills, gave SAJ a slight advantage in gold here. Now they have about 1.4k gold lead over IPT, so IPT needs to make better rotations if they want to stick into this game right now. Of course, the first dragon so far in the game has went to IPT, and as long as IPT can continue to control the dragon, they should have no problem keeping the gold difference pretty close. Alright, so I believe I believe SAJ also have the timer on the dragon, since they saw, like you mentioned, they saw Ziggs, no, when he was helping the IPT pick up the dragon there. So with that time, they should be able to contest the next dragon if they want to.
So NCJ, this 4-2 score, both a champion in the mid lane still not responding sa any teamfights na nangyayari dito. Even yung Magna Inferno Bomb na manggagaling kay IPT Light, hindi pa niya nagagamit ng maayos, or at least hindi pa nakakabigay ng assist sa mga teamfight na nangyayari, sa mga skirmishes na nangyayari in the early part of the game. So kapag nagkaroon dito ng chance ang team ng IPT to respond here sa mga teamfight na mangyayari, I think they could have the advantage since they have more damage output, AoE damage, crowd control as well for their team. But looking at the vision mga kaibigan, ito ang vision na makikita kayo ng team SAJ, team ng IPT. So,
yeah, so binabantayan nilang mabuti talaga.
Binabantayan talaga nilang mabuti itong vision ward na to.
Oh,
almost.
Here we go, Requiem.
Here comes the Requiem. Very good job mga kaibigan. For team ng IPT dito, napakagandang performance dito from Light and Hero as well, with the use of that Magna Inferno Bomb, and just in time, use of Requiem as well. So an assist?
That's pretty cool.
Sobrang global.
So, meron talaga silang strategy pala. Pag kulang ang Mega Inferno Bomb, then they have the Requiem to back it up. So good strategy coming from IPT there. Let's see if they can execute even more kills with that later on in the game. It's really hard to land the Mega Inferno Bomb, especially if they're aware. It's basically like a passive gas skyfall.
Kasi makikita mo yung spot na yun eh. Makikita mo yung bilog o yung damage, yung AoE na makikita mo dito once matargetan ka ng itong Magna Inferno Bomb from Ziggs. Since meron tayong Cartus dito to back him up, damage output is...
Yeah, I think Pantheon was thinking about doing a Grand Skyfall, but they opted not to continue it. So we'll have to see. It looks like the members of both teams are going back to base to pick up a few items now. Safety in his jungle once again. Finally, he hasn't really had that much time in his own jungle right now, but since there's a little bit of a downtime in terms of team fights right now, IPT Light and Water are just basically trading CS here in the mid lane.
Alam mo, while they're having fun, warding and giving enough pressure in the mid lane, they have to make sure, they have to notice Jax in the top lane dito, looking at his CS, 88 CS na, though 0-0-0 ang score niya, he's still very effective with this 88 CS and the turret na nakuha nila. And kapag late game, once na makuha niya yung kanyang Trinity Force, and they have enough level for his champion, even Cartus, even Ziggs, even Caitlyn, even Thresh will go down to Jax dito kasi sobrang laki ng damage output niya. Sobrang laki nung kanyang contribution dito in the teamfight. The crowd control coming from his counter-strike, kapag na-execute nyo ng maayos, I'm pretty sure the team IPT will go down dito. But since IPT have enough damage output bago pumasok si Jax, that could give them the advantage. Bago pa mag-initiate si Jax dito, they have to make sure na meron na silang enough damage output with the bouncing bombs from Ziggs, the layways from Carlos dito, and also the effectiveness of the crowd control skills from Thresh. Yun ang kaya magpanalo sa kanila sa laban na to.
That's right. Alright, so we're still waiting for the game to resume. As you can see here, the game is still paused right now. Right now, we can see also in the mini-map that Caitlyn and Evelyn are trying to pick up, or will probably try to pick up the blue buff. Probably they may give it to Ziggs once again. Cartus may be in a little bit of a trouble here. He's in the top lane, and Jax is just in the outskirts there. Of course, with the Phage, it will give him additional movement speed to easily chase down Cartus no matter where he goes.
Switch is very dangerous at this point of time. This item na meron na siyang Blade of the Ruined King.
Well fed actually, picking up all 4 kills for their team.
There's a high possibility that he will get the Brutalizer as his next item dito to get the Yomu's Ghost Blade. That can contribute very well for his champion to secure the objective of killing the AD carry of team ng IPT dito. But IPT fear somehow na mamanage siya na maayos na makasabay sa farming niya against kay Twitch dito. Even though wala siyang enough score, like 4-1-0 for Twitch, Caitlyn have around 1-0-1 score dito. You still have the Bloodthirster and Berserker's Graves for his champion. So, in terms of 1v1 fight, if ever na magkasalubong si Twitch dito and Caitlyn, Twitch can probably have the greatest advantage dito since meron siyang Ratatat, o itatag natin na kanyang ultimate skill, also yung kanyang Poison dito, the Blade of the Ruin thing as well. Be very effective in the team fight dito.
Actually, looking at the lineup of both teams, I feel like Twitch is going to be a really big problem for IPT, since both Vigos or all four members of SAJ can provide a lot of protection from the members of IPT. I don't see any champion on IPT side that could actually go through the front line of SAJ and actually reach Twitch. Especially with that advantage, Twitch should have no problem taking down all the members of IPT, especially since they're all mages. Just make them all a lot squishier.
Yes,
so
this is the second dragon for team ng IPT dito. If ever na they got this dragon, Pantheon trying his best to use that. Yes, here comes the Grand Skyball, mga kaibigan. 3 champion of Team IPT out of position. Nice play from Shadow dito. IPT Kaigo taking a lot of damage. With that play, I mean, Dark Passage, not enough for himself to save. Mga kaibigan, inahabol ngayon ni Shadow and defeat itong si RG dito in the bottom lane. And dahil doon, mukhang nagkaroon pa ng trade sa Dragon. Sama with that teleport coming from Karthus. Trying their best to do a good trade here in the jungle. Napaka-sakit ng
yeah, so basically it's a good play coming from SAJ. They were able to steal the dragon and have a 1-for-1 trade in, for IPT. And IPT basically did...
Kung meron siguro tayong replay kanina, we could see how Team SAJ set that dragon dito. Kung papasin mo, they waited the right timing dito. Hinintay nila na magkaroon sila ng enough damage from the dragon before initiating the team fight dito with that Grand Skyfall from safety.
Yeah, and actually, while that was happening, Goni was split pushing there in the top lane on that Jack. As you can see here, they now have a 1 tower advantage aside from that 1 kill now, and this is basically the game is in favor of SAJ with a 3.2k gold lead. IPT still is not far behind. They have lots of opportunities to still get back into this game. They have to play a little bit smarter. Of course, like I said, dun talaga magkakaproblema ang IPT with the lineup coming from SAJ. Since they're all squishy, there isn't really anybody to frontline for them. They have to basically rely on Kaigo's ultimate to soak up as much damage as possible. But even at that, there's just too many threats coming from SAJ right now.
I could say na ang tanging chance na ng Team IPT dito to win this game is to make sure that IPT Fear can get enough damage output or enough item for his champion to win the team fight dito kasi ang pinakamahalaga sa kanya. I mean, siya lang ang kailangan mabuff dito ng Team IPT. And ang magiging contribution na lang dito ni Light and Hero ay damage output na kanilang gawin before dying. And while Caitlyn or Fear have to withstand the damage output coming from team ng SAJ dito. At as yung kasi sa nangyari team fight kanina, from the backline they have Twitch. At si Twitch ang nagbigay sa kanila ng pressure dito mga kaibigan. IPT Light taking a lot of damage. Here comes the box from Shadow and he will go down in the mid lane. Grand Skyfall, kitang-kita mo sa sobrang tagal lang kanyang Grand Skyfall. Pagbagsak niya, wala na yung mga champions.
Exactly.
Again, the first third threat in the mid lane for team SAJ dito. Good rotation once again coming from Team Saigon Jokers. They are not noticing once again Jax in the top lane while defending the lanes here, the mid lane and bottom lane as well.
Yes, SAJ Archie making a really good play on that Twitch there. As you can see here, how effective Twitch can be once he lands his poison slow on his opponents and basically almost bursts down anybody with his items right now. Like you mentioned a while ago, GG Spear Brutalizer is the next item that Twitch did pick up, and it looks like he will be making the Yosu's Ghost Blade. Yes.
So, comes next dito sa kanyang champion ay I think that could dish out more damage out mga kaibigan. They're trying to chase down Goni dito. A good death sentence from IPT Shadow. Connected very well to Goni. But he will go down with that requiem from IPT Hero dito. It's a good trade mga kaibigan. 4 champion, 3 champion of Team SAJ. Namamaga mabuhay niya dito. A good flash out from Pantheon dito. Safety managed to get away and he is safe in the top lane mga kaibigan. But 3 champion from Team IPT trying to chase down safety. Good wall from Hero dito. Shadow, death sentence for safety. And no, he is not safe in the top lane.
That's right. Actually, probably IPT.
Total of 2 to exchange. So, not that bad for team ng SAJ dito. Though, still a very sad part for team ng IPT sa nangyaring team clash kanina. But
looking at that, how that fight turned out, no? If IPT Hero can really pick up some AP items, for sure they could have probably picked up a lot more kills in that last fight. As you can see there, most of 3 members or 4 members were just over 200 HP, and with enough AP items, he could be able to burst down the whole team later on. I am definitely going to be expecting a lot of Negatron cloaks being picked up by SAJ there. We can see here that Morgana has already picked up one, as well as looks like Jax will probably go for a some
IPT Fear taking a lot of damage. Here comes the gap from the backline. SAJ Vigos and Archie as well. But Mix Water was almost enough to pick up one kill here in the bottom lane, and Caitlyn goes down.
Yes, nice roam coming from SAJ there, and trapping Caitlyn. Caitlyn has nowhere to go. Archie working his skills on the tower right now, and a Mega Inferno Bomb basically clears out the entire minion wave of SAJ.
Flash
here
out from Kaigo and the flash in from Vigos. Not bad for Kaigo here in the jungle. Fortunately, they go difference around 4k. I mean around 6k for team ng SAJ dito this one time. So this very dangerous. Wow, he was forced to use this flash out para hindi mag-connect. Dark binding from Vigos dito in bottom lane.
Yes, alright. So SAJ definitely in control of the game right now. As you can see, they are basically setting the tempo, and they've already picked up almost all the outer thirds of IPT right now. IPT only having the outer mid third left standing, and after that will be just the base thirds to defend their nexus here. And we're gonna have to see how IPT will respond to the aggression coming from SAJ. Definitely SAJ's lineup is much more powerful in pushing, especially with the Jax. As you can see there, just took a few hits from SAJ going on that Jax to take out that last outer third of IPT.
Oh, so you see 1v1 burst IPT Fear dito mga kaibigan. They have this flash out. Oh no mga kaibigan, I think that poison can kill Caitlyn here, and he goes down. What you've said mga kaibigan, 1v1 Caitlyn versus Twitch. Twitch can surely dominate Caitlyn dito. And alam mo Jay, ito ang isa sa maganda kapag ang lineup ninyo ay hybrid. You both have the AP carry potential, you have the AD carry potential as well. A very hard crowd control champion like Jax, Pantheon, and Lulu. Sobrang laki na contribution nila dito.
Yes, and the Twitch right now is just really fat. As you can see here, he's already going 8-1 and 3. He even picked up a Negatron Crook to make sure that the harass coming from Karthus and Zig will not hurt as much anymore. He's probably gonna build probably a Banshee's Veil to make him a little bit more tanky at the same time, and mana. So basically, Ziggs will be Twitch will be all good to go once he completed Banshee's Veil.
Good that he survived the team fight dito dahil nga kukuha siya ng item to compensate yung kanyang damage output. At least kapag meron siya sigurong Banshee's Veil, I think that will somehow manage to survive the team fight dito. Siyempre mag-miss yung isang skill of many members of team ng IPT, especially in that sentence na kailangan talagang iwasan mga kaibigan. Vigos, sobrang aggressive niya dito sa laban na ito. Here comes the Grand Skyfall mga kaibigan. Dark Binding connected very well to IPT Fear. IPT Fear goes down. What a burst damage from Team of Saigon Jokers. Double kill. Full Goni dito. IPT Kaigo goes down as well. IPT Light. A leap from Goni and he goes down. Triple kill. 1 kill for Nyx Water. Death sentence from Shadow, but not enough for himself here in the mid lane. And yes, I think it's a 15-6 score ngayon. And it's a 4-for-1 exchange in favor of team ng SAJ.
Yes,
so very bad team coordination for team ng IPT sa nangyari kanina. Still, ang naging problema nila dito ay medyo nagkakaroon sila siguro ng miscommunication. Thinking what to do next, or kung ano dapat nilang gawin dito.
Backing was definitely not the right choice for them since they had nowhere to go. If they push forward before Pantheon could fall down, they would probably pick up a few more kills instead of getting caught out of position there. So,
they have to save IPT Fear dito.
Yes.
So mapapansin mo, IPT Fear, sabi ko kanina, IPT Fear ay yung kaisa-isang chance nila to win this game. Since meron siyang kailangan niya lang ma-secure yung sarili niya na makaligtas siya dito sa mga teamfight. Ang nangyari kanina, siya yung unang-una namatay dito. that dark binding from SAJ Vigos.
Yes, so Archie picking up another kill. Actually, Archie just came back, or not really just came back, but did participate in the Paris All-Stars, and his team, Team Ice actually won that, and I'm pretty sure Archie has picked up a lot of experience and learned from the other pros as well from the other region. As you can see here, so far he's doing really well on that Twitch, going 9-1-5, and let's see if he'll be able to lead his team to a victory in this game. Alright, so IPT in a lot of trouble right now, trying to defend the tower. Tower will go down. Panther being very aggressive.
Mga kaibigan na stun from one champion. That sentence connected to Archie dito. Ginamit niya na ang kanyang ace in the hole. The Mega Inferno Bomb. Catch one champion only here in the mid lane. That's very bad mga kaibigan. Sobrang effective talaga ngayon ni Goni ngayon. And gaya na sinabi natin dito, kapag nakuha na niya yung kanyang Trinity Force, ito na lang magbibigay sa kanila ng advantage to win this game. And also yung pushing potential na dito in the top lane. Mga kaibigan, here comes the initiation from Kaigu. Against safety dito. Dark Passage. Oops. Now denoting that play. Is that the damage output from Machi dito. Kahit na napakalayo niya doon, kahit nasa baba siya ng face ng Team IPT. Mga kaibigan, and here comes the end.
I think IPT
from
might
team
get
ng
this
SAJ
game
dito,
ready.
they're ending this game. And wala na magawa ang team ng IPT.
With only 50 HP there, healing up a little bit with that last hit. They have to be really careful here. Of course, IPT Light is going to try to defend the base as much as possible. Second inhibitor of the game going again to SAJ here, and they clearly have a huge lead here, over 18k gold lead right now, and only one more base third left for IPT to defend the bottom lane, and of course the Nexus thirds. SAJ will be going back to base to pick up a lot more items here, and it'll be very, very hard for IPT to defend against SAJ right now with this huge gold lead. We'll have to see if IPT can somehow pull out a miracle here and turn the game around. Of course, being AP champions, there is a slight possibility they're able to catch or probably burst down a champion. Most likely they need to really take down Archie. As you can see here, he's really, really dominating with a 10-1-5. He's ready to pick up. Well, it looks like instead of going for a static shift, he decided to go for a... I'm sorry, he went for a static shift, and instead of going for a Banshee's base, he decided to go for a... I'm sorry, what's it again? Yeah, Quicksilver Sash, that's it. And basically, if ever he gets caught by the thresh, he should be able to just burn it away to make sure that he doesn't get caught out for long.
Yes. Jay, I think picking up Cardos is not a good idea dito sa laban na ito. As you can see, though meron siyang enough damage output to contribute here against team ng SAJ, ang pinakamahirap sa kanya kasi ay wala siyang enough, wala siyang crowd control totally. Wala siyang skill dito that can stun his opponent, but meron siyang slow. And the damage output as well, kapag yung ginamit niya yung kanyang Dayway and yung kanyang third skill as well, mga kaibigan, here comes the stun from SAJ safety, Mega Inferno Bomb! Nandiyan tayo ng mga kaibigan si Archie dito, Vigos taking a lot of damage, he was about to go down, and yes, an ignite, pick him up, triple kill for Archie, the box, a shield from Lulu, not enough to save one champion here, but safety, and Goni chasing down IPT Light, was there to save his comrade here in the mid lane. Three inhibitors goes down. I think it's about time to get the Nexus turret and the Nexus as well.
So there's still two members from IPT here. Let's see if they can still slow down SAJ, although Jax is definitely a monster when it comes to pushing, and I think SAJ Goni will end the game. Two more hits, and yes, SAJ finally end the game in 26 minutes, picking up the first win of the GPL 2014 summer season. So congratulations to SAJ beating IPT on the first game of the season, and of course we're gonna take a look at the match stats to see how or basically what happened to this game. So
yes, again mga kaibigan, sa lahat ng mga nakatune in pa lang, you're watching the Garena Premier League 2014 summer season. This is the first game of the night mga kaibigan, laban sa pagitan ng team SAJ at team ng IPT.
Alright, so as you can see here on the SAJ did win this game, and I guess the MVP for the game will definitely be SAJ Archie, going 13-2-5. His last death actually was to the tower hit at the end of the game, and he went with 193 CS and 13.5 gold in total. Of course, he went for a standard build picking up Blade of the Ruined King, and of course Yoshi's Ghostblade, and of course with those item pickups, this allowed him to dominate the game, and of course nice support coming from Vigos as well. On the side of IPT though, we can see here the IPT hero did pick up did 5 kills, but even though he was able to pick up the kills, they were just unable to properly initiate onto Twitch here. Of course, Shadow on the Thresh was able to catch actually Archie a few times, but even with that, they just didn't have any enough tanky champions to be able to face the power coming from coming from SAJ.
Let's talk about the team composition first. They have here Lulu, Pantheon, Jax, Twitch, Morgana versus Ziggs, Evelyn, Cartus, Caitlyn, and Thresh. What went wrong here ay pinilit nila si Cartus for team na IPT. Though it's still a very effective lineup dito. They have Ziggs and they have Cartus. But against a Jax, I think hindi nila gaanong na-prepare yung sarili nila sa ganitong klase ng lineup.
Actually, if I were probably IPT, I guess the Ziggs and Cartus isn't so bad. But if they went with those two picks, they should have went for a more tankier jungler. Somebody who's more of a bruiser type, probably like Olaf or I don't know, anybody tankier. Even Malphite.
Yes,
yeah, somebody who could actually stand in the front line literally and just block the team of SAJ. But since there's nobody else, of course Evelyn can get quite tanky with, of course, her ultimate. They basically have to wait for that ultimate to come up before they can engage any team fight. And without that, IPT Kaigo will go down really quickly.
They lack crowd control, to be honest.
And also that.
Ang mapapansin mo sa team na SAJ dito, they have Jax, the counter strike, they have Pantheon, the second skill, yung kanyang W, yung stun niya. They have Virgoni, yung Jax niya na merong counter strike. Yung E-stun.
They basically have
Morgana as well.
A better form of crowd control with the knock-up from the ultimate of Lulu. Yeah, like you said, the stuns come from Pantheon and Jax, and of course Morgana with her Dark Binding and also her ultimate, allowing them to basically protect Twitch very well.
And I don't think IPT played this game very bad. Sobrang maganda rin naman yung performance nila dito. More experience than them sa international scene.
Yes.
Again mga kaibigan,